Okay, welcome to my channel. Thanks for tuning in and checking it out. If you are into lead guitar playing and you want to kind of get as much as you can out of it, you probably practiced a few songs, got yourself to a certain level and you're quite happy with it, but you want to get a little bit faster, a little bit more technical. That's fine. So I'll show you a few things that will improve your playing instantly. The moment you start practicing it. The only thing with these things is you have to keep playing repeatedly, practicing every day. You want to spend at least an hour a day on this, continuously practicing it. Don't rush it. Only move up speed when you're comfortable in the slower speed. So I'm going to show you 3 simple shapes in alternate picking. So alternate picking is speed picking. So basically this. You probably noticed there I've used a few different hand positions, but ultimately it is up-down picking. And that's it, strict up-down picking, not like that. Strict up-down picking constantly. So there's 3 shapes, so you got 4 fingers, 1, 2, 3, 4, so index, middle, ring, pinky. So these 3 shapes can be used all over the fretboard. Don't worry about theory yet, don't even think about theory at the moment. All you got to think about right now is these shapes and getting to mechanics of playing them and practicing them. So the first shape is this one here. That's 9, 10, 12 on there. So don't worry about the notes, but the fingers are 1, 2, 4. So index, middle, and ring finger only for this position. So that's that one. Next one is 1, 3, 4. So index, ring, and pinky finger. It sounds like this. Pretty simple. Again, picking everything down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, and that's it. Go real slow first and then build up to speed the more competent you get. And the last position is, again, 1, 2, 4 or 1, 3, 4. The fingers that you use aren't that important here. It's the shape. The shape is it's always a fret apart. So this one here. So or this position. So you can anyone you want, but try and get good at all of them. So a good scale to use to start with, to practice all these positions, is the C major scale. It starts on the 8th fret of the E string, and it shows all 3 positions up and down the fretboard. So practice it. I'll show you how to do it now. Practice this religiously. Okay, so this is it. So just that, there, 8, 10, 12, 8, 10, 12, 9, 10, 12, 9, 10, 12, 10, 12, 13, 10, 12, 13. And then back up again. Practice that over and over again, and you can use that shape anywhere on the fretboard. It's the C major scale in the 8th fret. Wherever you move it, change to a different key, but use the same scale shape and practice the little segments in that scale individually. So I'll give you an example. So you can practice the first 2 strings as a separate exercise, then move to the next 2. So I'll give you an example like this. So you're practicing the same scale there, but in all the different shapes of that scale, up and down the fretboard, mixing them together. So you're doing hammer-on style and pull-up style. That's it. So get really familiar with this scale, and you can play it anywhere. Don't worry about theory. All you're focusing on is technique. So I hold my plectrum this way, like that. You'll notice that some players, what you want to do when you play is you want to make sure that you are using a little effort as possible for the most productivity. So in this situation, you don't want to be picking like this. A lot of effort there, but you're not getting much out of it. Keep your eye, you'll notice that different guitarists have different techniques. For example, someone like Yngwie Malmsteen will keep his wrist right down here, and you can see his hands are very minimal motion, just like that. So when he plays, he goes. He plays faster than that in that particular technique. Also, people like Al Joseph, really good at that. And then Kiko Loureiro from Megadeth, fantastic right hand technique, very, very smooth. You hardly even notice his fingers moving. And his hand is always there. Other guitarists, people like Marty Friedman, very, very strange style. He picks like this. So like that. I can't even do it. It's like that. I can't even replicate it, but that's what he's used to, and that's what he does, and simple as that. Just stick to that, really. That's what works for him. Other guitarists like Zakk Wylde, again, have a very strange technique. Again, I can't replicate that. That's just what he's used to. I tend to, when I pick a certain speed, I'll just play like this. So I'll give you an example. When I want to go faster, I tend to put my ring finger and my little finger down on the body of the guitar as a bit of an anchor point, and then I use that, get a lot more speed that way. So the way to practice that is find a technique that you're used to, that you're comfortable with. So maybe just like this. If you look at these guitarists play, John Petrucci's another one that does this. Just keep his wrist in one position and just effortlessly plays. Find whatever works for you, whatever's, try all different techniques, and then just do this. Pick a note. This is a good one, just usually, it doesn't matter, midway down the fretboard, finger note, and all you want to do is pick that note up and down in that technique as fast as you possibly can. But start off steady and just build up, so like this. It sounds boring, and it doesn't sound very good at all actually, but all it's doing is practicing, is working your wrist into a certain level of speed. So you need to get your wrist used to that action. So you might end up playing totally different when you develop and you get better. You might play like that, or you might find you prefer it, putting your finger down as an anchor point somewhere. You'll see guitarists all over the world doing totally different things with the way they play. Do what works for you. However, one thing to remember is don't rely too much on your forearm. You don't want to be doing this, like that. You want to get your wrist to do most of the work. I use my forearm a little bit to get to a certain speed, but after that, I try to keep my wrist doing most of the work. So keep your eye on my forearm. Right, so when I'll go fast, and you'll see my forearm does move, but also my wrist is taking a lot of action as well. So. So that was just to mix alternate picking at different speeds. Notice, yeah, my forearm is doing that, but I'm trying to get my wrist in there as much as possible. Use your wrist as much as you can. Don't rely just on your forearm, because what you'll end up having is muscle problems here, and then you won't find, you'll lose that technique. You just won't be able to maintain it. And if you're playing live in a band and you're playing, you know, in front of a bunch of people, you won't be able to sustain these songs and the length of them, especially if you've got lengthy songs or complicated songs. Your wrist will just get tired, and then you'll end up fatiguing, and the song will suffer because it'll start slowing down because you won't be able to keep up to pace. So yeah, so all you're going to do now is every day you're going to go slowly in these positions I'll show you now, and then work up to speed over and over again, relentlessly, every single day. So let me show you again. Up and down picking, strict. Don't lose focus of technique and form. If you lose form and you're not using the right form, then stop playing it, slow down. Because the last thing you want to do is learn something the wrong way. You have to try and relearn it, then it's very difficult. So stick to the right form. Yeah. So you can also get little drills out of that exercise. So for example, get each position, and then you can make little drills out of them. So I'll give you an example of some of them. So all you're doing there is this. 9, 10, 12, 9, 12, 10, 9, 10, 12, 9, 12, 10, 9, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. Do the same thing with the next position, which is this. And this one. Do not ever get in a habit of playing like this. You find it easier at first because it won't involve your pinky, and to get good at using the pinky is difficult. So try to always use all 4 fingers, or this position, not this. It's just don't get in that habit. Use all 4 fingers. So try that. I will post tabs for this stuff. And variations of exercises you can use, just little ideas that you can kind of work with. But stick strict up and down picking. Don't mess around. Look at other people play, other guitarists, and how they do it, and try and emulate that. But whatever works for you. Don't think that you have to pick a certain way just because Yngwie Malmsteen does. Like it'd be great to learn that way, but you'll notice everyone's got different styles. Another one to check out is Michelangelo Batio. He picks very, very different, like, almost like this. I'll try and replicate it. Similar to that, he has a very cupped hand over the fretboard. It's very little movement. He does use his wrist when he goes really, really fast, but his elbow. But it's very little movement. It's like a very strange looking technique. But check out these players, you'll see what I mean. They are very different in the way to do it. So there's not one strict way you have to play, but try to use your wrist as much as you can. Get in the habit of practicing this first. Just using your wrist there, nothing else, just your wrist. Don't put your fingers down on the body yet, just use your wrist, anchor it on the bridge here, and just pick up and down. Slowly first, real slow. Don't get put off if you can't play fast. You will be able to play fast eventually. Go slow first. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Constant change string. Down, up, change string. Down, up, down, up. And everything that you play, down, up, all the time. So just get used to that and try and get your wrist picking at a high speed, anchored on the bridge. Don't play different notes, just play the one note up and down like that. And when you get more comfortable with that, if you want to go faster and you find that this might work better for you, put your fingers down. Try that. I'll be posting a lot of stuff like this on my page, so please like and subscribe. There's loads of advice for this kind of stuff. These are not exercises that I came up with. They've been around forever. I used to buy them on VHS video, but now everything is available on YouTube, magazines, all kinds of stuff. But try and focus your time on learning these techniques as opposed to learning songs. Learning songs is great, it's good fun. You learn a song, brilliant, you can play that song. You get good at this technique, as well as I'll go through others, tapping, sweeping, all kinds of stuff. You get good at all those techniques, you can play anything. So try and get used to learning these things and not just learning songs for the sake of them. Because after you learn a song, you'll plateau. Your playing will get to a certain point where you're playing that song really well, and that's it. And also don't get in a habit of playing what's comfortable. For example, pentatonic box, the amount of guitarists that do this. Play that over and over again, and because they get good at it or quite comfortable with it, they just keep playing it. Try and get comfortable being uncomfortable. So play things that you do not find comfortable, that are difficult, that are unusual. Magazines are a great place to find these. Guitar tabs online, loads of places. So stick to your 3-note per string, and don't worry about theory, just play them anywhere. Play them on the same string if you want, like this. Slow, and then build up, and then change string if you want. That's it. Try it out, see what you think. Let me know in the comments. I will post tabs of this as well. I'll put it in the description of the video. So yeah, cool. Good luck, and I'll speak to you soon.